Welcome to my channel. In this video, let us discuss about one more digital signature scheme, that is Digital Signature Standard, which is abbreviated as DSS. And this DSS is adopted by National Institute of Standards and Technology, which is called as NIST, and published by Federal Information Processing Standards, FIPS. Basically, your digital signature standard makes use of secured hash algorithm to generate your digital signature. So we shall see which are the different steps or the stages which are involved in digital signature standard. So it's very similar to your Elgamal or your SNA digital signature method. So we have three different stages even in digital signature standard. One is key generation, the second one is signing, the third method what we are going to use is verification. So before we deal with all these steps, let me show you a diagram. So this diagram will represent how your digital signature standard actually performs the operation in generating a signature and verifying the authenticity of the signature. So this is the diagram which represents your digital signature standard. The first and the foremost thing is where what we have to do is we have to generate the required keys. So E1 is the key which we need to generate, E2 is the key which we need to generate, and we are going to take a D where E1 and E2 are the public key and D is a private key. We will look into this how to generate this E1 and E2 in the key generation step. So once the key is being generated, we are supposed to perform a signing operation where Alice takes the message and he wants to send a message to the Bob, but along with the message that what he wants to send, he is also going to create a digital signature which is S1 and S2. So now how does Alice is going to generate the digital signature S1 and S2 for the message M? So as we know that we have generated E1, which is your public key, and P and Q are your prime numbers, where what first he does is to generate your S1, he is going to perform a mod operation with the given prime number with respect to the first public key, that is E1, which has been raised with a power with a R value, where your R value is nothing but it's a integer, it's a randomly selected integer value, and then you hold together is again you perform a mod operation with the Q, generating your S1. As I told you, your digital signature standard makes use of a hash function, that is SHA, which is secured hash algorithm. Now the message which has been sent from the Alice is being subjected to an hash function, and then he performs a sum operation with the private key and product operation with the digital signature S1, which has been generated and which has been then divided with your random secret value or random integer number R, and performs an mod operation with Q, generating S2. So now Alice is going to generate two different signatures. One is S1 and S2 with the help of E1, that's your public key, and randomly generated integer value R, and he makes use of two different prime numbers, one is P and Q, and with the help of the generated S1, now he's going to generate one more S2 by subjecting your message with a SHA hash function and then perform a mod operation with the Q. Now we have S1 and we have S2. Now what Alice does is he is going to send M, he is going to send E1, S1, and he's going to send S2 to the Bob. Alice now has a message and he has generated S1 using public key E1, R, and the two prime numbers P and Q. And he has also generated another digital signature S2 where your message has been subjected to a hash function using SHA, and then he has made use of a private key here, and he has also made use of your S1, the digital signature 1, to generate the S2. Now Alice is going to send M, S1 and S2 to Bob. Now Bob receives all these three, and now he is going to verify whether your digital signature what is been sent from the Alice is been authenticated or not, or he verifies whether the signature has been sent from the Alice or not. So if the message is sent by the Alice, then he accepts the message. Otherwise, Bob rejects the message. So what he does now, he is going to receive S1 and S2. Now, with the help of the S2, he is going to perform an operation where he takes your public key even, and with the power of the hash value of your message, and it's been divided with your digital signature S2, and this entire thing is been performed a product operation with E2 with the power of S1, which is divided by S2, and performs a mod operation with P. So now what we do is, it is E1 to the power of hash function of message divided by S2 into E2 to the power of S1 divided by S2 mod P mod Q. So now he is going to get one more equation called as a V. This is your verification method to verify whether the message or the digital signature sent from the Alice is appropriate or not. Now he's going to generate a V and checks against the S1 which is sent from the Alice. So I'll just repeat this. So V is calculated using E1 to the power of H of M. This is your hash function divided by S2. So S2 to the power of -1 is nothing but divided by S2 into E2 to the power of S1 divided by S2, and you perform a mod operation with P, and the entire equation is again performed a mod operation with Q, getting a value called as a V, and there where V and S1 should be congruent to each other. If V and S1 are congruent to each other, that means the signature is valid. Now Bob accepts the message. If V and S1 is not congruent to each other, then Bob recognizes that the signature is not valid and he just rejects the message. So we'll take an example and see how this DSS can be implemented in stage by stage. The first step that what we are going to use is your key generation. So with respect to the key generation, it's very similar to your SNAR signature method. So the first and the foremost thing that what we have to do is, we have to select a prime number P, where you are supposed to select a prime number P such that it should be a multiple of 64. So remember, so it should be a multiple of 64. So select a prime number P such that the P which you have selected should be a multiple of 64, and you are supposed to select one more prime number called as a Q, which is 160 bit. Yes, you're going to select your Q in such a way that your Q should divide P minus 1. So this step is very similar to your SNAR digital signature scheme. Now it is time to select even. Now, to select even, we are supposed to calculate this operation where we have an equation even is equals to E0 to the power of P minus 1Q, and you perform a mod operation with P. So now we are supposed to select E0. Now you are supposed to select E0, where this E0 should be a primitive of your prime number P. It should be a primitive of prime number P. So now let me take an example where let my P value is considered as 8081. I'll take a prime number which is 8081, and I should take a prime number Q such that your Q should divide P minus 1. So I'm going to make use of 101. I'm going to take the key value as 101. Now I have to take your E0, where your E0 should be a primitive of your P. So let E0 is considered as 3. Now once we have P, once we have Q, and once we have E0, let us calculate even. So by substituting E1 is equals to E0 is 3. 3 to the power of P is what we have, 8081 minus 1 into Q. Q is 101 mod 8081. So where you get this answer as, you are going to get the answer for your even as 6968. So that's the value of your even. Now The second thing the third thing what we have to do is we have selected the public key even. Now we have to select a private key called as a D. Now let me take D value where your D value is 61. So once we have our D value, using this private key D value, let us calculate your E2. E2 is equals to, so now we have even, we have already calculated even, which is 6968 to the power of D, which is 61 mod P value. So where your P value is 8081, where this calculation will give you the answer as 2038. So now we have E1, which is 6968. We have E2, which is 2038. We have calculated E1, we have calculated E2, and we know what is P and we know what is Q. Keeping all these four parameters along with this D. So this is public in nature. E1, E2 are the public key. P and Q are your primary numbers, where D is kept secured. Okay. So now this E1, E2, P and Q is being sent to creating a digital signature along with your D, and also for performing the verification operation. So now we have generated the keys. It's time to generate a signature. So we will see how do we generate the signature. Now here is the calculations for that. Now we have E1. So first I have to calculate your S1. Before I calculate S2, I should first calculate S1. And we know the value of our E1 is 6968 to the power of R, where let me consider my R value as 61. I have taken R value, which is your randomly generated a secret integer number, which is R, to the power of 61 mod. So P value is 8081. And you perform a mod operation again with Q, where Q value is 101. So now this particular equation is going to generate a value called as 54. Now we have generated a digital signature S1 whose value is 54. Now once we have S1, now we are supposed to calculate your S2. Calculate your S2, and I'm going to assume my message hash value. Message digest is considered as 5000. I'm going to assume this. The message which has been given to your SHA has generated a hash message digest as 5000. Now I'm going to take this as 5000. Now S2 is equals to, I'll substitute here 5000 plus D value is taken as 61, and you perform a product operation with your S1, which is 54, and then you perform a product operation, or you're going to divide this with your R value, where our R value is 61. See, R inverse is nothing but when it goes to the denominator, it becomes R to the power of plus 1. So rather than writing it as R to the power of minus 1, I can also write it as 1 divided by R. So I'm going to divide it with 61, and you perform a mod operation with Q. So your Q value is taken as 101. So now we have our S2 value, where our S2 value after performing the calculations, our S2 value is 40. Now we have generated S1, we have generated S2. Now we are supposed to send this S1, S2, and the message which has to be sent to the Bob is being given to the Bob for the verification purpose. And now we will see, here we have verification. How do we verify using your digital signature standard? So V is equals to, now we have our E1 value. Let us substitute each and every equation here. I mean every values in the equation. 6968 to the power of your hash value, which is 5000, divided by S2. So where your S2 is generated as 40, and then into, it's a product operation here, it's a product operation, and where your E2 value that what we have obtained is 2038, to the power of S1 divided by S2. So S1 is 51, sorry, it is 54, and S2 value what we have generated is 40. And then the entire thing you're going to perform a mod operation with your P, which is 8081, and this entire equation is again performed a mod operation with your Q, which is 101, which results in 54. Now the value of your S1 is 54 and the value of your V is 54. So S1 is congruent to V, which we have 54 and 54. Now Bob is going to accept this message and says that the signature is valid and it is being sent from the Alice. So in the next video, I shall be explaining one more digital signature scheme. Thank you.